Good evening. We are about to start the performance from the ex-students. Let's have a nice loud cheer for all ex-students present here, because they are now going to come on stage and perform. Rashi, इनको नहीं ठीक है हाँ कुछ नहीं करना सब ठीक है राशि तो हाँ 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 We'll start the program with okay, so of course we call Vidyapith our home, right? We grew up here. But the first person to come on stage is someone who literally grew up in Vidyapith, because his father was a vice principal of our school for many, many years. Let's welcome on stage Gautam Mishrada from 1981 batch. He's an IT entrepreneur based out of Bangalore, and he is going to kickstart our program this evening. Gautam Mishrada, the stage is yours.
From 1981 batch, and I put together a small presentation with our memories, the pictures and videos from our times. So it will be on the screen very soon. So just had some nice moments, as Siddhanshu was telling, that I literally grew up in Vidyapith. I remember attending the Golden Jubilee celebrations in 71, 72 as a kid, maybe a 5-year-old or 6-year-old, I don't remember. So I still remember the grand cultural programs, the chow dance and all that which happened, and it's really nice to come back and see the Centenary celebration after another 50 years. So that also kind of makes me realize that we are I'm also like 50 years plus old, right? So the video that we're going to present starts with the day we start our life in Vidyapith, with the rendering of Khandana. Baba, is it on? He's here with us today, and Justice Appraised Kumar Singh, and we also pay our tribute to some of our friends who have left us, including Deepak Nagar and finally tribute to my father, people fondly call Mr. G. So he was, I think it was his last place to watch the centenary celebrations of Vidyapith. So unfortunately, he passed away about 2 years back. And the reason I'm on stage is, also to pay tribute to his, and I'm sure he's watching it from wherever he is right now. So he was here right from the 60s, 62. He joined, and then he was here till about 85. Went to Navodaya Vidyalaya for a couple of years to set up Navodaya Vidyalaya in India. And then he was back in 90s again in the managing committee. And we have further some memories of our, the trips that we made across from the outbound trips from Vidyapith, and we have a collection of that. We continue to, after Vidyapith, the spirit of camaraderie and bondness that we have continues through our continuous get-togethers. We had a get-together in Ranchi, Betla, and we continue to live the spirit and of Vidyapith through our continued interactions. And I think we have Soren Maharaj somewhere in the middle, Swami Gopisanand, who was our principal for quite some time during our tenure. And these are some of the pictures of our get-together, recent get-togethers. And so that was our compilation from our times. Thank you for watching. Thank you.
He passed out after doing his class 11th here. He is an aerospace engineer and a metallurgist based in Bangalore. In 1998, he won the National Award for Best Metallurgist in the country. So, welcome on stage Devashish Da. He'll play mouth organ for us.
আমি প্লে করব, ঠিক আছে। Dr. Salil Chaudhary from the film Choti Si Baat, Na Jaane Kyun. I was told to play one paragraph, so I played one. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
On here. So the evening started to unravel in a way we didn't anticipate, to be honest. So we had to cut short the performances of our current students, and we had to start the performances of our Praktani brothers, and that's why things are a little chaotic out here. So I'm sure you would understand. First of all, thank you for all of you who have decided to wait, and you have not, you didn't go away for dinner, and you are waiting for the performances to end. So thank you so much for that. I would like to apologize. Devashish Da is from 1974 batch and not 1975, as I announced a little while earlier. The next performer is Dr. Anup Kumar Malik. He's a gynecologist based in Kharagpur. Now, Anup Da, his uncle and his two sons have studied here, so 3 generations from his family have studied in Vidyapith. He's going to sing a couple of songs for us. Anup Da.
The senior and junior. Am I audible? Every year I come in reunion, I usually sing a Bengali song. So this year I thought I should sing a Hindi song, considering there are many Hindi boys here, and to add with, a song should have a nostalgic feeling. Actually, we are 100 years old, so I selected this song. I'm sorry if I am wrong. मेरे कदम जहाँ पड़े सजदे किए थे यार ने, मेरे कदम जहाँ पड़े सजदे किए थे यार ने, मुझको जाती हुई बहार ने, जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन, कहते थे तेरी राह में नजरों को हम दिखाएंगे, चाहे कहीं भी तुम रहो, चाहेंगे तुमको तुमको न भूल पाएंगे, जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन, नजरों को हम भुलाएंगे. We are running short of time. I will sing one Bengali song. I think you will like it. It's a folk song, Bhatiyali, and actually, basically, Bhatiyali songs are basically very popular in East Bengal as well as some parts of the country. And I will try to sing one. I have never sang this type of song earlier here in Deoghar. चाहे जितना शोर करे ये नदियाँ की धारे, चाहे जितना शोर करे ये नदियाँ की धारे, साथ फेरे लगाइयो माझी नाव मेरे किनारे, हमें तो उस पार लेके जाना माझी रे, আমায় ভাসাইলি রে, আমায় ডুবাইলি রে, অকুল দরিয়ায় বুঝি কুল নাই রে. দরিয়ার পাড়ি, ফুল নাই কিনার নাই, নাই কো দরিয়ায় পানি, সাবধানে চালাইও মাঝি আমার ভাঙা তরি রে, অকুল দরিয়ায় কুল নাই, আমায় ভাসাইলি রে, আমায় ডুবাইলি রে, অকুল দরিয়ায় ভুল নাই রে. পাংশা জলে ছাই ভাসাইয়া সাগরের পানে, পাংশা জলে ছাই ভাসাইয়া সাগরের পানে, মাঝিরে জল সাই ভাসাইয়া সাগরের পানি, আমি জীবনের ভেলা ভাসাইলাম, জীবনের ভেলা ভাসাইলাম, কেউ না তা জানে রে, অকুল দরিয়ায় বুঝি কুল নাই, আমায় ভাসাইলি রে, আমায় ডুবাইলি রে, অকুল দরিয়ায় বুঝি কুল নাই. आसमान चाहे दरिया पाने, दरिया आसमान पाने, आसमान चाहे दरिया पाने, दरिया आसमान पाने, আমি লক্ষ বছর পার হইল, লক্ষ বছর পার হইল, কেউ না তা জানে রে, অকুল দরিয়ায় বুঝি কুল নাই রে, আমায় ভাসাইলি রে, আমায় ডুবাইলি রে,
Stage is Abhinav Ananda from 1995 batch. He is a CRPF commandant currently posted at the Naxal hotbed of Latear in Jharkhand. He learned sitar from Manoranjan Da in Vidyapith, but Manoranjan Da's brother Akhil Da managed to lure him into vocal singing, and he is going to sing a song for us this evening. So let's welcome on stage Abhinav Ananda.
अंबर हेठा धरती वसदी इथे हर रुत हसदी हो किन्ना सोना देश है मेरा देश है मेरा देश है मेरा किन्ना सोना देश है मेरा देश है मेरा देश है मेरा देश है मेरा धरती सुनहरी अंबर नीला हो धरती सुनहरी अंबर नीला हर मौसम रंगीला ऐसा देश है मेरा ओ ऐसा देश है मेरा ऐसा देश है मेरा हाँ ऐसा देश है मेरा बोले पपीहा कोयल गाए बोले पपीहा कोयल गाए सावन घिर के आए ऐसा देश है मेरा ओ ऐसा देश है मेरा ऐसा देश है मेरा हाँ ऐसा देश है मेरा तो में कंघी जो करे हवाएं नरिया उड़ उड़ जाए पनघट पर पनहारन जब गगरी भरने आए मधुर मधुर तानों में कहीं बंसी कोई बजाए लो सुन लो कदम कदम पे है मिल जानी कदम कदम पे है मिल जानी कोई प्रेम कहानी ऐसा देश है मेरा ओ ऐसा देश है मेरा ऐसा देश है मेरा हाँ ऐसा देश है मेरा जिन्हों सट इश्क दी लगे ऐसा ही मेरे आ जुगनी मेरे आ जुगनी कहती है वो नाम सही ता लेंदी है दिल कदली तारी जिंद मेरी आपके कंधे चढ़ के जहाँ बच्चे देखे मेले मेलों में नट के तमाशे कुल्फी के चाट के ठेले कहीं मिलती मीठी गोली कहीं चूरन की है गुड़िया भोले भोले बच्चे हैं जैसे गुड्डे और गुड़िया और इनको रोज सुनाए दादी नानी हो रोज सुनाए दादी नानी एक परियों की कहानी ऐसा देश है मेरा ओ ऐसा देश है मेरा ऐसा देश है मेरा, हाँ ऐसा देश है मेरा। मेहमानों को भगवान कहा जाता है, वो यहीं का हो जाता है जो कहीं से भी आता है। तेरे देश को मैंने देखा, तेरे देश को मैंने जाना, तेरे देश को मैंने देश को मैंने जाना, जाने क्यों ये लगता है मुझको जाना पहचाना, यहाँ भी वही शाम है वही सवेरा, वही शाम है वही सवेरा, ऐसा ही देश है मेरा, ऐसा देश है तेरा, ओ ऐसा देश है तेरा, जैसा देश है तेरा, ऐसा देश है मेरा, हो जैसा देश है तेरा, ऐसा देश है मेरा, जैसा देश है तेरा, ऐसा देश है मेरा, जैसा देश है मेरा। थैंक यू, नमस्कार।
So, that was a CRPF commandant singing for us. Thank you, Abhinavda. Next, we have on stage Niloyda. He did his class 10th, passed out in 98. He is an A-graded Bharatnatyam performer. After finishing his post-graduation in economics from JNU, New Delhi, Niloyda served in the financial sector as a business analyst for 8 years in India and the US. But then in order to pursue his passion for dance, he eventually gave up the lucrative corporate career and took up Bharatnatyam as a full-time profession. He then underwent another post-graduation from Rabindra Bharati University, Kolkata, where he secured first-class first position and was awarded University Gold Medal. He also cracked NET in very first attempt, and he is now a PhD scholar at Rabindra Bharati University. So please welcome on stage Niloy Mondal. Niloyda. That's okay.
Namaskaram, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I know it's too late, but due to paucity of time, I would not get into how the experiences have been after coming here today, but I would definitely take this opportunity to share that the last time I was in Vidyapith on stage was Platinum Jubilee. We were the cinemas batch then, and it really feels very special today. And also I dedicate this performance to my father, late Nitya Gopal Mandal, who left us only 3 months back. So this is for him. Thank you, Baba, for everything. Apparently, I am supposed to describe about the performance. It's a very small Abhinaya piece based on a bhajan written by the Maharaja of Travancore, Swati Thirunal. It says, "Main to nahi jaun janani Yamuna tir." It's about little Krishna who is adamant, who's not wanting to go to the banks of Yamuna because apparently the elderly gopis tease him by kissing him and hugging him to their bosoms. And Even after a lot of persuasion, Mother Yashoda is not able to make him go. A time comes later when Krishna finally leaves Madhuban for good, and that is when the gopis say, "Main to nahi jaun Yamuna Tir." So this Janani word has been picked up very intelligently by the choreographer Vidushi Rama Vaidyanathan ji to twist the tale in the end. Thank you.
जमुना तीर मैं तो नहीं जाऊं जननी, 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 जमुना जमुना तीर मैं तो नहीं जाऊं जननी, जमुना तीर मैं तो नहीं जाऊं जननी, जमुना तीर मैं तो नहीं जाऊं जननी, जमुना तीर मैं तो नहीं जाऊं, मैं तो नहीं जाऊं, मैं तो नहीं जाऊं। इतनी सुनी के मात जसोदा पूछत मुरहर से, 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 क्यों नहीं जावत धेनु चरावत, क्यों नहीं जावत धेनु चरावत, बालक कहो हमसे, क्यों नहीं जावत धेनु चरावत, क्यों नहीं जावत धेनु चरावत, बालक कहो हमसे, क्यों नहीं जावत धेनु चरावत, क्यों नहीं जावत धेनु चरावत, बालक कहो हमसे, क्यों नहीं जावत धेनु चरावत, क्यों नहीं जावत धेनु चरावत, बालक कहो हमसे, मैं तो नहीं जाऊं जननी, जमुना तीर मैं तो नहीं जाऊं, मैं तो नहीं जाऊं, मैं तो नहीं जाऊं। कहत हरि सब ग्वाली न मिल हम, कहत हरि सब ग्वाली न मिल हम, भीचत घन कुछ से, भीचत घन कुछ से, कहत हरि सब ग्वाली न मिल हम, कहत हरि सब ग्वाली न मिल हम, भीचत घन कुछ से, भीचत घन कुछ से, कहत हरि सब ग्वाली न मिल हम, कहत हरि सब ग्वाली न मिल हम, भीचत घन कुछ से, भीचत घन कुछ से, कहत हरि सब ग्वाली न मिल हम, कहत हरि सब ग्वाली न जब सब लाज भरी ब्रजबासीन, जब सब लाज भरी ब्रजबासीन, कहे न कहो दृग से, कहे न कहो दृग से, जब सब लाज भरी ब्रजबासीन, जब सब लाज भरी ब्रजबासीन, कहे न कहो दृग से, कहे न कहो दृग से, जब सब लाज भरी ब्रजबासीन, जब सब लाज भरी ब्रजबासीन, कहे न कहो दृग से, कहे न कहो दृग से, मैं तो नहीं जाऊं जननी जमुना की, मैं तो नहीं जाऊं, मैं तो नहीं जाऊं, मैं तो नहीं जाऊं, ऐसी लीला कोटि कियो कैसे जायो मधुबन से, ऐसी लीला कोटि कियो कैसे जायो मधुबन से, पदुमनाभ प्रभु दीनो धारण, पदुमनाभ प्रभु दीनो धारण, पालो सब दुख से, मैं तो नहीं जाऊं जमुना तीर, 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 मैं तो नहीं जाऊं, मैं तो नहीं जाऊं, मैं तो नहीं जाऊं।
Performance by Nileda. And now we have Supratik Gupta, 1984 batch. He is a professor in civil engineering at IIT Delhi. He is going to share with us his take on life that includes wisdom from his own book published 6 years ago called You Must Be Kidding. Let's welcome on stage Supratik Da.
First, Shakti Maharaj for helping us and standing here. This is Supratik Gupta from 84 batch. Standing at the end of the program, I really think this is a great contribution from this school. A school that was formed on the ideals of Vivekananda in 1922 when he was no more there. And the next Ramakrishna mission came almost 40 years after this school. Right, if I am not wrong, in Narendrapur was the next Ramakrishna mission that came. And this is a mission that has formed so many students, and we saw the program of the great people here. And I, even though I am a professor, so I still feel I'm such tiny person compared to the struggle of these people. The dance performance is doing PhD now. What a great life he has. I had made a presentation. I don't know, they are showing, so before that, let me continue. If they can make, without that also I can continue speaking. So basically, I would like first to thank Sritananda Maharaj, who was then the principal in our time. I would also like to thank all the organizers who organized these things. I would like to thank Sritananda ji because he was the person who actually nurtured children like us. I was very, very weak in studies, except in maths. I was very strong in maths. From class 9 to class 10, the teachers suggested that I should be failed because I almost was failing in every subject except maths. Sritananda ji said, no, this child cannot fail. And he nurtured me in class 10 personally. And luckily, in 11, 12, I studied very hard and I got 326 JE rank. After just standing there some time back, I was talking to various students. They were asking me about my experience. How did you prepare for the exam? Sir, we study so much. We are not getting our results. We get frustrated. What should we do? There were hundreds of questions. And I face this type of questions in IIT every day. The first I told them, the students, you must know your strength and weakness. Then the next question is that, should you work on your strength or should you work on your weakness? Everybody almost said we should work on our weakness. One child from behind said, no sir, we should work on our strength because if we work on our weakness, we will spend all our energy there and we will never reach the top. I just clapped that child. Yes, that is the actual truth. In life, you should realize that you cannot do everything. You must outsource your weakness and strengthen your strength. So the child's next question, sir, we are studying so much, I am not getting result, what should I do? So I told him a story of one of the IIT students. He said, came to the same story, sir, I am not able to do well, what do I do? I said, you have 6 subjects, don't try all 6. Try to be best in at least one subject. Try to be good at least in one subject. Then you will do well. At least you will remember to be great in that subject. You don't need to be king of all trades. Become the king at least in one. You will be remembered for that. So similar things, when then another person asked me, sir, I feel tired. I said there are 2 types of being tired. One is physical. You require deep sleep in the night. But there is another thing called mental tired. For that you require meditation. There was one of the art teacher who taught me actually to take a meditation in the form of 10 minutes nap, trying to reach zero state of mind, which is very difficult. But trust me, I can do it. I can sit here, I can fall asleep within 1 minute. I'll be snoring, and within 2 minutes I'll wake up fresh to study. So I really tell you, this is something that you must try. This is one of the most beautiful things my art teacher taught me. During the corona, we all saw that breathing is very, very important. The most important thing in the world is breathing, pranayam. We underestimate all these things. Kapalbhati. I really request the school that please teach breathing in every step of life, because it is where the positive energy, the oxygen gets into the body. And we learned in corona, ulat ke breathing karo, seedha hoke breathing karo, aisa breathing karo, waisa breathing karo. And most important thing, ask any sportsman, after every 5 minutes they'll ask you to breathe. And this breathing is important even in studies, in every stage of life. Since I am being a little coherent because I don't have the PowerPoint presentation, so I'm going in different way. So coming back to my next, I want to say that I graduated from IIT Madras, then I went to Japan for 12 years, I got married, then now I am a practicing, okay, thank you very much. A little slide, one slide behind. थोड़ा 2 slide पीछे जाइए. Please go back 2 slides. Go back. इससे पीछे. Back. Go back. So basically, I am now a practicing engineer. I am a professor at IIT Delhi. I have participated in various projects like Brahmaputra Bridge and various big projects of building and bridges. And trust me, I am a proud engineer. Why I am saying this? Because the last slide will show you that 90% of the engineers of IIT don't become engineers. They even sell sabun or do Ola or Uber, but they don't become engineers. They become salesmen, they become administrators. But our country desperately needs engineers and farmers, which unfortunately the society is not ready to pay our salary. They are not ready to pay the incentive. India is not ready to pay for the R&D. So we buy everything from abroad and no R&D in India, unfortunately. And Japan is one of the countries, most beautiful countries in the world, built on concepts that generated from India called Buddhism. And it is one of the best countries where engineers get respect, where farmers get respect, where R&D get respect. It is only when we get respect as engineers and farmers and research that our country will develop. So coming back again, so that's Prakash Chandra where we wrote the book, and very soon a 50 series video will be coming. And this is the, please not first, मैं बोलने से आप दबाइए, back कीजिए. This is the central concept. Everything is part of the book, starting from education to old age. The next concept is the counseling. And this is one of the sectors what I feel is a very important sector our society is missing. Counseling, when I went to Japan, when the child is being born, the mother and father are taught how to eat, how the child should eat. The nutrition, the exercise, everything is taught as a compulsory part of education. Unfortunately, these are subjects in India which is taboo. We don't like to talk on these subjects. These are various subjects we don't like to talk. Trust me, each of them are science and each of them needs to be studied. Many of you who are children, we will not be able to realize today, but I will request you that when you grow up, please study on your own all these subjects. Come to the next slide. Please come to the next slide. Next slide. Bhaiya. Next slide. Swami Vivekananda said, a society is measured by how well you treat women. Twelve of us in my batch were girls in my BTech. 90% of them are now housewives. Why? Because after childbirth, we think that our children require us. In Japan, there is a concept, next. There is a concept of learning not from age 3, but from age 1. This school, I joined at class 4, but unfortunately now it starts at class 6. My son was in a hostel where the education starts, hostel starts at 1, because it is a mix of day boarder and hostel. Unfortunately, because it's a full hostel, so the 4 and 5 was cancelled. But trust me, I feel very sad that because the feeling that we get from 4 is quite different from class 6. Because in 6, more and more you join late, you're actually a matured person. So, our education does not start at 1, but it starts in the stomach. The Abhimanyu story is not false. There are a lot of things that I can talk. And this is my son. You can see the blue shirt, that's my son. And he is age 1.5. He is in a school in Japan, allowing the woman to work. Next slide. These are the various pictures. Trust me, even to learn how to sleep is an education. Most of us at the age, we don't even know how to sleep, and we cannot sleep at night. Even how to sleep needs to be learned. How to walk, how to do everything in life needs to be learned. Unfortunately, we don't learn, but many things Ramakrishna Mission actually taught us. We do sweeping, we do the cleaning our own dishes. These are things that actually helped many of us in our life. And I would like to thank Ramakrishna Mission for that. Next slide. Next slide. You can see the children swimming at age 1. And nowadays, people are learning swimming, not age 1, in 3 months. Can you tell me why? Because the child was swimming in the stomach for 9 months. We unlearn swimming and then learn later swimming. Very, very, very wrong. We should not forget swimming. The child should not be taken out of water. Very, very important thing. You can see such videos everywhere in YouTube. People are experimenting, children learning swimming. And swimming is one of the best exercise in the world. Next. Swimming and flexibility exercise builds your strength, stamina, endurance. In this school, we used to play a lot, but we were not taught strength, stamina, endurance. Very, very important. Next slide. Mass music and dance is, I think, the next important thing. We had various singers. We are proud of them. But then, what is the percentage of people who can sing in the stage? Very less. Why? Because in this country, we learn singing. In South America, every person dance. Every person dance. Every person sings. If you sing, what happens? Your vocal cord becomes strong. If you don't sing, your vocal cord will become weak. So I look for a world where every children will shout and sing. Together, hundreds of people should learn. We should jump around, dance and sing. It is only when your vocal cord becomes strong, then the beauty of the singing will come out more and more and more. More and more people will be standing in the stage and performing with confidence. Why only a few? There should be hundreds of singers today. Next. Next. I already have talked about pranayam because I was going haphazardly. Come next. Next, to make women free, we need to implement community kitchen. We need to implement langar. The community kitchen feeling was there, and even the bhajan kirtan was there in temples in past. Unfortunately, we have lost. My voice is good enough. My vocal cord is strong enough. You can hear. Maybe the video recording is not going on. So, next important thing is community kitchen. Next slide. These are the people with special needs. Sports, music and dance. They need to practice 6 to 7 hours in childhood. This present education cannot take care of them. My question to the society is, why does everybody have to learn the same maths, same science? The people in the sports need to learn the sports science. There is so much science in sports, they need to learn them. So I really proposed, I wrote to the Prime Minister, I'm telling in large audience like this, our country, the whole world requires a special education system for these special children. Next slide. This is the true T concept, where independent entertainment stream should exist. And trust me, why IIT students does not become engineers? Because there's no job as engineers. There are more jobs as entertainers, which we disrespect. But the true people who are running the country are the entertainers. I go to class and ask them, what am I here to? Am I here to teach you? Sorry, I'm here to entertain you. Once I start entertaining them, the students learn much better than if you force them to study. I tell them stories, I tell them theories, everything, and they like those things. So this is the concept. I'll not go into details so you can understand. Let's go to the next slide. Bhardo. In present life, nuclear families are becoming the most important part of our society. The children are growing without their grandparents. Their brain is not developing properly without the older generation. You are lucky that you are getting the acquaintance of various Maharajas who are senior to you, who are not just father mothers. But in real life, the children are growing only with their father mother. It's a very dangerous situation that is going on. And the older generation are becoming lonely because they don't have the grandchild. And third, not the less important, the young parents are unable to get time for their love, because the reality is that when the child is there, in past, grandparents used to remove the child from their place, and there were time for the couple to have good time, quality time among themselves. So I really propose that every society, next slide, Bhardo, I propose a system where every community should have an old age home, where the nuclear families should tell their children to foster grandparents. Very, very important. And that way, the whole old age system will become a sustainable system. The details are given, don't jump. The details are given here. I'm not going to details, you can see the slides. And I am a professor now, I have 10 more years for retirement. I have written the book, I am making the 50 video series. After the 50 video series is published, and most likely will be published in as many languages as possible, I will dedicate my next 10 years in implementation of this old age home. I want this old age home concept to be implemented in every locality across the country. And this is my dedication for next 10 years, and I am looking forward to all of your support. Next. My advice to students, please go around the world. Engineering and doctor are not the end of the world. एक बार दुनिया घूम के देखो. There are so many alternate employment possibilities which can give you more money, more satisfaction in life. One of my friend, Anindya Mukherjee, he is a scuba diver. He was the top of the corporate world. From there, he had the opportunity to do scuba diving across the world, and then he realized he does not belong to the land, he belonged to the sea. And today, it's not just scuba diving that he does, his students are there across the world practicing scuba diving. He's also a teacher. So, please, if you get time, go around the world, go around India. Trust me, what Vivekananda found God, when he traveled Padabhram, actually he saw human life. He saw what is India. He saw the suffering of the people. He understood the necessity of the country. And obviously he went abroad in various countries, including Japan, where he learned he saw how to solve the problem. And that is how we are thankful that we have Ramakrishna Mission. Next. Just complete. I already have told this point that 90% of BTech students who are the brightest of the children of our country don't become engineers. This is the saddest story of our country. No one is bothered. Nobody is bothered that 90% of our brightest kids spoil their first 4 years And they'd come to our class and they asked me, sir, we are not even going to utilize the knowledge you are teaching us. Why should you come to class? They ask us, sir, I don't want to be engineer. I just want the degree. Why should I study? The sad truth, our society does not want to talk for last 70 years. Is it the country that we want? Don't we want R&D? Don't we want farmers? Don't we want engineers in our country? Unfortunately, that is the real truth. We want businessmen, we want management. Management who will not pay the engineers, but they will take the hefty salary for them. This is unfortunately the truth. It is time people who are entertainers, sports, engineers, farmers should be paid well. And the country should feel responsible. In Japan, rice is sold $100 in a very high price. The international rice comes 1/3 the price. Japanese people don't buy international rice because they realize that if they don't support their farmers will stop doing farming. So they pay higher price, so their farmers become self-content. I stayed 12 years, I shared my experience in the book. Maybe it's not so well written, that's why I'm making the 50 video series. And obviously I am also growing with time. It's not an easy thing when you try to do a new thing. So with that, I like to thank everyone. Thank you very much.
As they say, I mean, মায়ের ইচ্ছা ছাড়া কিছু হয় না. So सर्वेश्वरी जगदीश्वरी सर्वेश्वरी जगदीश्वरी हे मातृरूप महेश्वरी ममतामयी करुणामयी ममतामयी करुणामयी हे मातृरूप महेश्वरी सर्वेश्वरी जगदीश्वरी सर्वेश्वरी जगदीश्वरी हे मातृरूप महेश्वरी ममतामयी करुणामयी ममतामयी करुणामयी हे मातृरूप महेश्वरी सर्वेश्वरी जगदीश्वरी सर्वेश्वरी जगदीश्वरी हे मातृरूप महेश्वरी जगजीवनी संजीवनी जगजीवनी संजीवनी समस्त जीवनेश्वरी हे मातृरूप महेश्वरी सर्वेश्वरी जगदीश्वरी सर्वेश्वरी जगदीश्वरी हे मातृरूप महेश्वरी तमहारिणी शुभकारिणी तमहारिणी शुभकारिणी मनमोहनी विश्वे Another one is a Sufi song which was sung by Shujat Ali Khan on sitar, which I have tried to like play it on guitar.
बिन देखे सजन तो है कैसे जीऊंगी बिन देखे सजन तो है कैसे जीऊंगी बिन देखे ओ नैना बरसे दिल भी ये तरसे नैना बरसे नैना बरसे दिल भी ये तरसे नैना बरसे दिल भी ये तरसे पिया ना आए तो मैं क्या करूँगी बिन देखे सजन तो है कैसे जीऊंगी बिन देखे सजन तो है कैसे जीऊंगी बिन देखे ओ रात बिताई मैंने गिन गिन तारे रात बिताई मैंने गिन गिन तारे दिन को मैं तारे कैसे गिनूंगी बिन देखे सजन तो है कैसे जीऊंगी बिन देखे थैंक यू
As we move on to our ultimate performance for the day, Coffee House is Sheyadata Ajarne.
Pranams and good evening to you all. Actually, I thank for giving me this opportunity. It's a great privilege and honor to me. In Vidyapith, I had great desire to sing, but today I've got the platform, so I'm very happy, and I hope you will like it. This Coffee House at Adda, it has got a universal appeal. It is by Manna Dey. The song is by Manna Dey, and it is about nostalgia and reminiscence. So hope you will enjoy it. Hello.
কফি হাউসের সেই আড্ডাটা আজ আর নেই কোথায় হারিয়ে গেল সোনালি বিকেলগুলো সেই আজ আর নেই লা 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 নিখিলেশ প্যারিসে মহিদুল ঢাকাতে নেই তার আজ কোনো খবরে গ্র্যান্ডের গিটারিস্ট গোয়ানি যিশুজা ঘুমিয়ে আছে যে আজ কবরে কাকে যেন ভালোবেসে আঘাত পেয়েছে শেষে পাগলা গারদে আছে রমা রায় অমলতা ভুগছে দুরন্ত ক্যান্সার জীবন করেনি তাকে ক্ষমা। কফি হাউসের সেই আড্ডাটা আজ আর নেই, আজ আর নেই। কোথায় হারিয়ে গেল সোনালি বিকেলগুলো সেই আজ আর নেই। সুজাতাই আজ শুধু সবচেয়ে সুখে আছে, শুনেছি তো লাখপতি স্বামী তার। হিরে আর জহরতে আগাগোড়া মোরা সে, গাড়ি বাড়ি সব কিছু দামি তার। আর্ট কলেজের ছেলে নিখিলে সান্যাল বিজ্ঞাপনের ছবি আঁকত, আর চোখ ভরা কথা নিয়ে নির্বাক শ্রোতা হয়ে সুজাতা বসে শুধু থাকত। কফি হাউসের সেই আড্ডাটা আজ আর নেই, আজ আর নেই। লা 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 লা। একটা টেবিলে সেই 3-4 ঘন্টা 4 মিনার হতে জ্বলত। কখনো বিষ্ণুদে, কখনো যামিনী রায়, এই নিয়ে তর্কতা চলত। রোদ ঝড় বৃষ্টিতে যেখানেই যে থাকুক, কাজ ছেড়ে ঠিক এসে জুটতাম। চর থেকে শুরু করে জমিয়ে আড্ডা মেরে 7:30টায় ঠিক উঠতাম। কফি হাউসের সেই আড্ডাটা আজ আর নেই, আজ আর নেই। লা 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 লা। কবি কবি চেহারা, কাঁধেতে ঝোলানো ব্যাগ, মুছে যাবে অমলের নামটা। একটা কবিতা তার হলো না কোথাও ছাপ, পেল না সে প্রতিভার দামটা। অফিসের সোশ্যালে ম্যানেজার নাটকে রমা রায় অভিনয় করত। কাগজের রিপোর্টার মইদুল এসে রোজ কি লিখেছে তাই শুধু পড়তো। কফি হাউসের সেই আড্ডাটা আজ আর নেই, আজ আর নেই। কোথায় হারিয়ে গেল সোনালি বিকেলগুলো সেই আজ আর নেই। সেই 4 জন নেই আজ, টেবিলটা তবু আছে 7টা পিয়ালা খালি নেই। একই সে বাগানে আজ এসেছে নতুন করে, শুধু সেই সেদিনের মালি নেই। কত স্বপ্নের রোড ওঠে এই কফি হাউসে, কত স্বপ্ন দেখে ভেঙে যায়। কতজন এলো গেল, কতজনই আসবে, কফি হাউসটা শুধু থেকে যায়। কফি হাউসের সেই আড্ডাটা আজ আর নেই, আজ আর নেই। কোথায় হারিয়ে গেল সোনালি বিকেলগুলো সেই আজ আর নেই। লা 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 লা। কোথায় হারিয়ে গেল সোনালি বিকেলগুলো সেই আজ আর নেই। থ্যাংক ইউ, থ্যাংক ইউ।